I ask myself questions. I do this thing where I go to payphones and leave obscure ones on my answering machine. I call myself and say, what's a hexahydrate? What are teals? What's a taurocolic acid? There will be a pinprick of joy as I open the door and leave the lights off and press play on the answering machine and hear the sad timbre of my voice testing me. I'll stand there in the dark and say, it's a chemical compound with 6 molecules of water. They're small short-necked dabblers from the genus Anas. It's a deliquescent acid found in the bile of certain carnivores. Between these questions, though, I have to entertain myself. I've been watching 18, 19 hours of TV a day, which it turns out is a good thing because it's where I see it. Where I see baseball players celebrating, pouring champagne over one another's heads, guzzling the stuff, spanking the asses of every teammate within an arm's length. I'm no baseball fan. Didn't even know the World Series was happening right now. I mean, how am I supposed to worship millionaires with low IQs who adjust their cocks and spit brown piles of tobacco in the grass that look like smashed tarantulas? But right now I'm in awe of their ecstasy. Their huge smile, the way they speak in tongues, the whirling way they move through the locker room, hugging and frolicking and howling. We won! World champs, baby! There is no other emotion in that room besides joy. The aching problems that exist in these men's lives are temporarily asphyxiated. The drug addictions and infidelities and steroids and depression and the nights they beat their wives while wearing championship rings. The celebration silences these realities. But see, I need a celebration more than these arrogant millionaires. They never worry about the money to make child support payments. They don't know what it's like to miss your wife and daughter so much that you call them every night. But your wife doesn't want to take your calls, and she says not to call, and she says stop calling. She says she needs to go on, and if you loved her, you'd help. You'd help by letting go. You'd help by getting help for your problem. You say, can I talk to her? And she says no, and you ask why, and she says, you know why. I hop in the car and drive to Safeway, and while I'm in transit, I tune in the post-game radio coverage from the World Series. A man is being presented with an award. He's the most valuable player. He says, these guys are my family. What can you do without your family? His grace makes me cry. His grace makes me angry. And I park the car, it's about 10 at night, the store still has customers, mostly bachelors, buying razors and toilet paper and pasta. There is not a vegetable in any of their sad baskets. I walk toward the wine aisle and there's an employee stocking Merlot, and I say, excuse me, I'm going to need a case of champagne. He keeps staring at my eyes, and I wipe them, and he keeps staring, and I look away, but every time I look back, he's still staring. So I say, what? And he asks, are you crying? And I say, whales cry, man. Do you have a fucking problem with whales? Soon the employee is back with my champagne, and I thank him, and I walk away, and I drive home, and I carry the case of champagne in my house. And I've stopped crying, and I turn off the lights, but I leave the TV on. The baseball players are done with their soiree, probably showering, shaving, gelling their hair, sporting platinum jewelry and suits made from Italian silk, before they begin new celebrations with their own wives and daughters. The television station replays the highlights from the game, and every time the most valuable player is on the screen, I remember his words, what can you do without your family? Now I'm naked on the couch. Now I shake the first bottle of champagne. I jostle it with all my might and fear and regret. I empty the bottle on my head and I say, we won world champs, baby! Yeah. And then I say, I love my family, where's my family? And I won't stop until I've drained every last one of them.